Do you have to do neutral dust when you air dust? Yes, you have to do neutral dust now. Yeah, yeah, you have to do neutral dust. That's a change that a lot of people got to get used to. Cause a lot of people like to do like hold like back and do stuff, but you gotta like get that out of your mind now. Does 5D get a combo only on counter hit? Mid screen, yes. In the corner, you get like a wall bounce. You get like a wall bounce in the air. How does pressure work in GG 2020? Can stow pressure using frame advantage like Fafnir? Like, so the thing is like pressure is like very limited. Very limited. Uh, it doesn't really feel like you can kind of like extend as much. It seems like what you do is like you get like an idea of like the how the opponent like defends, and you like do a block string, right? Yo, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Uh, but yeah, so pressure seems very limited. I would say. I will hope that that changes. I like I said, I think they tunnel vision one idea too hard, and I think that idea is like neutral. And I think like they made every tool for every character have like a move where it just knocks them back to neutral. And I think like they tunnel vision that too hard. The idea is fine, but I think it shouldn't solely be that. You know, it shouldn't solely just be that. So that makes it resetting block neutral kind of giving you vampire savior vibe. Except FD is a lot easier to execute. Yes, yes, yeah. And I think the idea is fine, but it shouldn't be everything. You know, like even if you hit somebody with like a raw 6H in that game, like Kai's raw 6H, if it doesn't counter hit, well, if it counter hits, you go flying away, but you get like you could kind of get like a combo. But if you don't counter hit them, they just go knock they just go flying full screen. But I think to myself, I'm like, well, why would you do that if like the whole game is like getting knocked full screen anyway? Like I do a combo, you get knocked full screen. You know? So like it's just really weird that everything's revolved around knockback, you know? Uh it's kinda crazy. I know you got a gun to your head, so give some sign language. What do you really think about the game? I just told you that I think the game is fine. I think the game is fine. I think the core of the game is fine. The core. And when I mean the core, I mean the direction that they're trying to go to. It's good. Like it's not bad. Like, and what I mean by that, I mean like the game not being combo based, like heavily, is fine. But I think we should get more freedom. And what I mean by more freedom, that means that if I do a RC, if I hit you and do an RC, I should have the freedom. Yo, thank you for the follow. I should have the freedom to do like a cool extended combo. But the fact that I can't really do that, I don't like that idea. But I think after RC, I think the freedom of combos should be accessible for every player, beginner to like elite. You know, like you should get freedom after RC. You should 100% get freedom. You know what's crazy about everything too? You want your combos? Yeah, I mean, I think you should get a combo after RC, right? I mean, Sin's been kind of doing it. I mean, what he can't really get a big combo until he RCs, right? Unless you get counter hit. It's kind of like he's kind of playing 2020 in a sense, in an idea sense. So yeah, like it's always been in the game technically, but now it's just like it's more limited. And I that's what I'm saying. It's like I think people should get the freedom after RC. I think if you RC, I think it's time for freedom time. It's like freedom time, like doom doom doom. You get like all these sick combos. You get 6 links and stuff like that. I think that's what RC should be. Like open up opportunities. Should we be worried about neuter characters moveset like may not having group summons? I mean, I wouldn't be really worried because I felt like out of every character in that build, I feel like May was the strongest. I felt like May has like the coolest things. She was as close as her character. She's the only character with a command grab that is combo. Like Soul can't combo off his command throw. Pot, from what I felt when I played, couldn't really combo, but May had a comboable command throw. So if anything, she is close. She's as close. I think what they meant about Guilty Gear not about combos anymore was they didn't want to force people to memorize combos anymore. So all the combos are extremely limited, except in the corner, and in the corner you get to do whatever you want, and it will work. Yes, I like that, but also the unfortunate thing about it is like if you try to overextend the combo long, you break the glass and like you go back to mid screen, and like that's what I'm saying. I think RC should just be the where you could get freedom mid screen because I feel like there's no freedom mid screen. You know, even in like most modern day games, like mid screen you can at least get something going, right? But at the moment, like mid screen is kind of like irrelevant, which is kind of crazy. And I think it shouldn't be like that. I think mid screen should be some type of freedom if you have 50 meter. I think if you have 50 meter, you should have way more freedom. You know, because you burnt 50 meter for it. It's a resource that I burnt. So allow me to express myself, right? I think that's fine. I love how we are acting like GG wasn't a neutral game in the first place. I mean, it is, but after a knockdown, it's not. I'll say that. Most characters touch you and you get vortexed. You know. Think about who was the best character for Sonic for so long. Zato, Millia, Ram, Elfelt. You know who's the most boring patch? The most boring patch is when all those characters wasn't the best. When Johnny Sin Kai was the best. That was everybody said, oh man, like this game is all about range. It's crazy. So it's crazy. I don't know how Zato would fit. I I have no for what they gave me. I don't know how Zato will fit because the fact that you can't air, the fact that you don't have to air FD is already that already kills like Zato. So like I don't know how they're gonna do him. I'll be praying for him though. We all need to gather up and pray because he gonna need some help. But like I said, man, what about Millia? I mean, Millia's she has ground she has ground like footsies in this game. How her combo's gonna work, I'm not sure. Yeah, rip Noboru, bro. Noboru's gonna be gone, bro. How I feel about overall playing? I like the idea of the game. I think it needs a lot of rework of like how the mechanics work. And when I mean like big mechanics, I mean like FD, like IB. I think FD and IB not increasing and decreasing block frame advantage is kind of questionable. I don't like that idea. But I want to talk. What I want to do is like see if that idea can be changed because I think that alone is like really cool for the game. I thought that was just really cool, and it reward people who are very good at instant blocking too. But it makes sense because if you look at a character like Elfelt, if you don't know how to instant block Elfelt, you automatically lose. So I think they're just afraid of like stuff like that. It seems like frame advantage doesn't really matter in that game. Yeah, it really doesn't. But I think it's because it's pre-alpha build. What's the take on the new throw? Uh, it's there's a lot of ways to exploit throw. That I will say, but I will hope people to who play at the at Arc Finals to figure it out. There are very ways to implement throw in neutral. It's kind of strong. It's really strong. I think the game is going to be changed a lot drastically based on feedback. The problem is I feel like people are so immature about like what was shown and like they just like thrashing the game so bad. It's so crazy. Like I've never seen people like see a pre-alpha build and like they told us bluntly in our face that we are open to feedback and everyone's saying GG is dead. How can you say GG is dead when the guys, the devs themselves said, yo, we are open to feedback. Everything would not be final in this build. And people are still going ham at these people. It's so crazy. They basically said, yo, we are open to suggesting. And people are just like, the game is dead. People are burnt from Street Fighter V not changing from alpha to release, in my opinion. Yeah, but Capcom wasn't open to feedback, if I'm not mistaken. And if they were, and then when they were open to feedback, they were listening to the casuals that were not playing the game, that didn't even play the game. Not even the casuals that played the game, the casuals that didn't even buy the game. They listened to Twitter. That's the worst type of people, man. I'm talking about the people who played the demo feedback, or the people who are like testing the game out feedback. That type of feedback. A vocal minority is saying the game. How? So I guess the GG scene is a vocal minority, right? Cool, got you. I understand. Thank you. But because the final principles of G20 are set in stone, you can change the game, sure, but the core concept and direction isn't changing. That's why they say GG is dead. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science, man. Okay. So, anyways, people are seeing Street Fighter V in this game. Yeah, they're seeing Street Fighter V, but they haven't played the game yet. Like there are good things that we could change that would make the game better. Like this game is not Street Fighter V. There's not game button priority in this game. Like you can't just swing fierces all day. Like hello? Like are you guys please, 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 please. You guys are killing me. But I think the problem is they're open doesn't mean they would change. So that yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, how can you just assume that? Like you just assuming the worst. It's like, oh, these guys are telling me we're open to feedback. They're lying to us. How can you just assume that? How can you just assume that? Do you speak Japanese? You know, like let me know. You know, it's crazy. And like no one's talking about how like five like actually improved within like 4 years. Not saying that we GG players we gotta wait 4 years to 2020 good, but I'm saying like now five as a product is not as bad. I mean the game nature is still the same, but it's not as bad as it was before. But there's no like button priorities from what I experienced. You know, like people saying this isn't Guilty Gear. I'm like, but the same people that that didn't play Sign that played Plus R said this wasn't Guilty Gear. So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's just a recycle of like what people just like. You know, it's crazy. I just think it's so wrong that like people are just saying it's dead because it's not combo based. Like like they already said that the game wasn't going to be combo based. They literally already said that. So I've already accepted that. I'm like, okay, so I'm wondering what they're gonna bring to the table. And they gave us an idea of like what is presented, and we can tweak. We as a community can like tweak it for the better. We can tweak it for the better. Like, oh, well, how about add combos after RC? So maybe when people have RC, you can see cool combos. You know, like we can suggest that, but people are just like not even, not even. They haven't even played the game yet. It's crazy. Yeah, Street Fighter V still got issues, bro. You know, it wouldn't have been such a blow. I 100% agree with you, Crims. Wouldn't have been such a blow up. Wouldn't ever. But that net code, woo. they woo, that net code is 2016 was something else, bro. You could have been, you were literally sitting in the main menu for like hours, praying, praying that you get in that beta, praying that you was getting in the game. It's crazy. Can we get back to discussion of the game? Wall breaks are awesome, but it isn't always better to drop a combo for Oki. So I think I think the game So that's a good question. Is wall breaks? Wall breaks looks awesome. Yeah, I like the wall breaks in the game. I think it's really cool. Uh, but isn't it always better to drop the combo for Oki? Yeah, sometimes. Like if you want the corner, yeah. But I feel like you won't get like a lot of the buffs that you get if you wall break. Like I don't know if you noticed, but when you wall break, you get like an attack buff. And from what it looked like my meter just increased very fast. So like you get there's like a pros and cons. It's like you go back to mid screen, but you get like a meter buff. So like maybe you could get like a cool RC combo faster, you know? And like I think that's fine. I think that idea is fine. However, I feel like it needs to be a little bit more reworked about it. Like a lot of changes need to be like slightly added. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. I don't think wall breaks would be viable in the meta. Well, we don't know, depending on what characters are in the game. When did the RC slowdown take effect? I saw clips in there; they didn't slow down. So like, I can't really get into it deeply because there's a lot of ideas of variations of RC that they haven't talked about. So I am no position to talk about that. But I will say there are cool reasons why it didn't work the way it worked. So you will find that out in 2 weeks actually. I feel like they try a lot of stuff during the development and say they were open to feedback with less than a year because they have the base of certain mechanics already there. Like the base, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the base is fine, but we could tweak that. We could change that. You know, like we could we could talk and like voice our opinions about it. But people are just like, man, Jesus, you know. But honestly, some characters who actually hit you with wall break don't really get a lot of reward for it. Like if they knock you mid screen, it's kind of that's kind of it, you know. So like if you're a grappler main, you probably thanks for the follow. If you're a grappler main, you kind of don't want to break the wall, right? Because you want to keep your opponent in the corner. But the problem is with that too, it's like when you jump, you can't really catch them in the air as a grappler, as Potemkin, I would say, unless you do like heavenly pop. You know, it's weird. Oh, here's a question. If you end your combo without breaking the wall and then you open them up after again, will the wall break faster? So no, because there's a actually yes. When I remember, so like, but the thing is about it, you could stop, you could like let go, and I think it will reset the life bar of the wall. So like, if you see them like stick on the wall really really hard, then that like you could like break it off another hit. But if you don't do anything, they would just like slide down from the wall. They would like slide down from the wall. So I think from there, I think you'll have to like do the consecutive hits again. Uh, and I think that's pretty cool. All you people saying should tired. Please, people don't want to learn combos, get punished for losing, so you get sent to neutral. Okay, all right. Can't tech from the wall. No, you can't air tech in this game. So you have to see. You have to land on the ground because there's no air teching. So you have to land on the ground. So that's what I mean. It's like that seems very strong to like leave them splattered on the wall, and you probably could get a mix up there, right? You probably could get Oki there. What do I think about no chip kills? I don't like that change. I think chip kills should always exist in every fighting game. I think chip kills should always be a factor in every fighting game. Besides like Tekken, Tekken is different, right? But most fighting games, let me reword that. Most fighting games should have chip kills. Most 2D fighting games should have chip kills. There's no reason to like dodge chip kills. Always, always have chip kills, man. Like it expands the player's not brain, and it also makes comeback factors way more exciting. because they know that this person is fighting for their lives. You know? Yeah, I agree. The most hyping moment in any fighting is only possible because Chip kills this. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you there. I hope they change. I hope they change that. I hope Chip kills come back. I hope they roll back the chip. Yeah, I hope so too. 100%. I love chip kills, bro. And keep in mind, I play Street Fighter 4 and I fought characters that chipped me godly for free. You know, I used to play Guy, so I was, and even still, like I still felt like, man, like I could like get around this. You know, like the skill behind it was just really fun to learn. Chip kill should always be a thing. And the way FD and people that say people in the chat they're saying like FD chip kill suck. The people are saying chip kill suck. Like, well, here's the thing: it's like you have to FD. So like if you FD, you won't get chip killed. The end. So there's an answer to stop getting chip killed. It's in the game. What's good? Bringing chip kills will put one player in a hopeless or overwhelming disadvantage situation, which goes completely against the core principles of GG 2020. Uh, man, I almost think you're a developer, bro. With these takes, I'm about to call you Arxis support trash. That's what I'm gonna call you. Yeah, I'm done taking the bait.